Hello, and welcome to another episode of Bodied, a Cloud9 fan cast. I'm your host, Havokpus, and I'm joined by my co-host, Frozencreek. How's it
Hello.
going?
Hello. There's been a lot happening in traditional sports recently. Baseball's locked out. My soccer team won their first trophy of the year.
Oh, nice.
And it's the best time of the year because it's March Madness and LCS is going on at the same time. So I'm about to spend 2 weekends doing literally nothing but watching basketball and LCS. And I cannot wait for
The
it.
dream.
It is literally the dream. So it's March, so that means so much. St. Patty's Day, Fat Tuesday was yesterday or Tuesday. Had lots of punchkis. I'm still eating them, so we're living good. I probably gained like 40 pounds, but that's okay. Anything new with you?
No, not really. Just hanging out.
And
I am gonna be in
enjoying the some
Rome
weather.
next week, so that's gonna be fun.
Rome,
Yeah, like
Rome,
Italy.
Italy. Yeah, not like Rome, Georgia, or something.
No, Rome, Italy.
Rome, Italy for work,
For pleasure.
for
I'll be going on
pleasure.
a trip.
That is exciting. Do you have anything specific planned? I've been in Rome's
I think
airport.
we're gonna go. We're gonna go to Rome and do some stuff there, and then I think we're gonna go to Florence, and then I think we're gonna go to Pisa, and then I think we're gonna go back.
Nice. I've been in their airport, so that's all I can recommend. Is the airport and probably just eat some pizza and pasta and seafood.
Heck yeah.
Although Rome is not on the coast, and I don't know if Florence is. But either way, I'm sure you can get it pretty fresh. It is not that big.
No, yeah, it's not big, but it should be fun. I'm
It
really
should be
excited
fun.
to
It will be fun.
I'm excited to go to the Colosseum
Yes.
and be a gladiator.
Well, I cannot wait to hear about all of it when you get back because that is an awesome trip.
Yeah, me too.
I won't keep digging into it too much. I'll wait until you get back to spend too much time on it.
Yeah. But let's get jumped right in. We have some pretty exciting C9 Blue results. They beat Evil Geniuses 2-1 in the whatever the VCT thing is. They have like a really long name. I can't remember the entire event.
I mean,
But
it's
they beat
stage one. I do know that.
yeah, it's stage 1. VCT stage 1. I'm just calling it that. They beat Evil Geniuses 2-1. It was actually a really good match. It was actually like one of the first times in a while that we actually lost on Breeze, which is like that's like usually our map. So it was kind of surprising that they fumbled on it, but we picked it up in the next map and kind of crushed them. I think we crushed them pretty hard in the first and the third map. So it was
Yeah, we did.
another day at the office for Cloud9 Blue.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of this one. I think it was on during something else. Yeah, so I wasn't watching it intently, but the second map was a little sus.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting just because we were usually like really good on Breeze. Like to see us like really floundering on that one was just like, oh man, this is really weird. We don't do this. Why are we doing this?
Yeah, so it was nice to see them get the other two maps, but I hope it's not a sign of anything to come soon.
Yeah, hopefully not. I think we should be fine. We play Luminosity on Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern. I think this should be another W for us. I mean, we have been like the number one team in North America for, just forever. Um, so I think that I think it should just be a pretty open and shut, kind of thing.
Yeah, so right now we're tied for first in a Group A. We're playing the team that is third place right now. On Saturday, they're 2-1. We're 3-0. We're tied with who, the guard?
Guard. Oh, the rookie darlings, like the under, like no one like expected them to really like I guess do well, but they've been beating like everybody. Um, and so everyone's been just like, oh man, the guard's great. It's one of those teams where it's like everyone can like get behind because they're like the underdogs and they're winning a lot. So everyone's been like cheering for them.
Well, I would be too if they weren't in our group, but I have to imagine that at least two teams will come out of the group. So hopefully they can too, and we can meet them in finals or something then.
Yeah, I want to see them go far because it's one of those stories I think that everyone's like really excited about. It's a team that's showing that they have a lot of potential. And it's not like a big name org, so it's definitely fun. So I hope that they can go really far and maybe like get picked up by a team or something.
Oh yeah. I haven't been able to watch them yet, but this is our fourth game. So I think we will play them in a week or two. So should be a fun match if they're technically first place in the group.
Oh yeah, yeah, that'll be a banger match for sure.
So
Um, yeah, I guess moving on, we can just talk about league stuff. The academy team went
yeah,
2-0 versus TSM and a 1-1 against CLG Academy. Uh, I believe they're currently third place with only 2 wins behind CLG and Golden Guardians.
yes, and we do play Golden Guardians this week, academies. So we could tie them for second place because I'm gonna have to imagine that CLG will uh not go 0-2. But last week our games were pretty exciting against CLG and TSM. I can't effectively remember anything that happened because I watched them while I was doing work the next day. But TSM played better this week, but they still weren't able to pick up any games, and they are still in dead last in Academy, I believe,
And also in the
and
the
also in
LCS.
LCS.
Yeah, TSM has been such a weird team to watch because I think they've just really kind of fumbled the ball on like forming together their rosters.
On literally everything.
Like they brought in all these players and I think on paper in the offseason it's like no, these are good moves. And I think everyone can understand why you'd want to go the way they did, but it just did not work out and they handled trying to manage it
Yeah,
very poorly as well.
and it couldn't have happened to a better org. You right? Yeah, yeah. Reggie sounds like such an asshole. So I've
He
I'm
he said he
happy to
would
see them
he said he
flounder.
would sell his house.
Yeah, I saw that.
I want to see him sell his house.
Do you think they're gonna finish yeah, the LCS and Academy split and last in both?
For the spring, I
Yeah,
could
for
maybe
spring.
see it. Like it depends on like we're only like halfway through the split, I believe. Um, for spring, I could maybe see it. I could see them at least getting a couple, like one or two more wins. Um, I think I did hear a very like flimsy rumor that there might be big changes for this weekend. Um, I'm not sure.
I mean,
Uh,
you would have to include bringing up Academy players because I don't think there's enough time to get
no,
a
yeah,
work
I think
orders and
the I
stuff.
think maybe the speculation is they're bringing Shen Yi back into the lineup, which everyone seems to want because he seemed to be like, or the intention was he was going to be the shot caller, but he never really got to do shot calling a lot. And like I think they're going to bring up him and then like whoever their academy ADC is, I think. Um, but
Okay.
yeah, this spring isn't working out for them, and they've been trying, and I think I'm more kind of happy that CLG's been like kind of putting up a fight. I really like their what they've at least been trying to do, even though they haven't been, like as successful in
All
the
that
past.
successful. Yeah.
But like like this year especially, they seem like really like like charged up to try to like do something. And I really want to see because I really like players like Contracts and who else do they have? Luger. I really like Luger.
Oh yeah. I like Contracts. Who's their top laner? Do you know? Do you know off the
Not off
top
the
of your
top
head?
of my head.
Okay, that's fine.
I think it was Jenkins. Yeah, it's Jenkins, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right. But TSM is 2 games back in both LCS and Academy. So if they're gonna not finish last, their best chance is probably Academy.
Yeah.
But I think they have to be odds-on favorites in both of them to finish last in both, which is pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, it's something that I definitely wouldn't have expected. That was not on my bingo card for the LCS season. Um,
Oh well.
oh well. The Academy team does play Golden Guardians Academy, Evil Geniuses Academy, this Thursday and Friday evenings. So
Yeah, they're the late game on Thursday, so
yeah, be sure to check them out if you can. Malice has been doing well. I really like what our Academy team has been doing, especially King with how much like little scrim time he's been getting. He's been playing pretty well, especially once he kind of like got used to like how Malice wanted to play and everything. Um,
yeah.
so that's really good to see.
And Darshan
Yeah,
going
and
off.
Darshan, yeah,
And copies are always fun to watch too. So
yeah.
always
But
worth tuning in.
talking about last weekend's results, good golly, Miss Molly. I did not expect us to get not only have the 3-0 Super Week, but to play the way that we did for that Super Week because we were playing really, really well. And against some high standings competition.
Yeah, we came in playing what the third, fourth, and fifth place teams or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. We were like,
Yeah.
Flycoast was technically first at the time, or
Yes,
like
first,
going into the
second, and
Super
third.
Week.
Then
Yeah, yeah.
something like that, or first, second, fourth, or something
They were in the
like
top
that.
5.
On paper, it was a really tough week, but they managed to make it look extremely easy.
Yeah.
Swept You swept aside all 3 teams. Stumbled a little bit against the 100 Thieves, but it was a thorough beatdown in all 3 games. So
Yeah.
you start with Dig.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say I think I was surprised at how well we played. Um I one thing that was interesting to note that we drafted a bit more standard this week through previous weekends, especially when LS was there. But I really kind of like what we've been doing so far. At least like with this week, and I think last week, it looks like the team is a lot more not only like gelled together well, and we seem more cohesive. The team looks really practiced and prepared. It seems like they're studied up on how the other team is going to draft. They're studied up on how the other team is going to play. The picks that we are given, everyone feels pretty comfortable. So I think how we played this weekend was really good. I don't know how like it's gonna take us a while if we just go and like talk about everyone because like Summit did an amazing job the whole weekend. Like he completely bullied Fate God and looked amazing, even though he had like a kind of like a mediocre scoreline. Blabber crushed
River
it.
was useless.
Blabber crushed on Hecarim. Um, and yeah, River was useless, and he really didn't do a whole lot. And Fudge,
Blue
I
was
think
too.
Fudge has really been the standout this weekend because he had kind of like a quiet game. Like he didn't have a lot of highlight plays, but if you look at his KDA and his and what he did that game in the games this weekend, he absolutely crushed it. And it looks like he's getting really really comfortable not only in playing mid lane but playing these meta picks and these more like actual mage picks because he went 7-0-2 on Ari and he crushed it as Ari. He went 4-0-8 on Corki in FlyQuest game, in the 100 Thieves game, he went 6-1 and 14 on Rise. And he played the Rise like really, really well. Like he looked better than some of
Yeah,
the
he
other
did.
Rises that have been playing this weekend in the LCS and LEC on Ari and Rise. So Blind looks like he's getting way more comfortable, and I think the more practice he gets, he's just gonna get better. And he's gonna play he's gonna have way better games than this.
Oh, I think so too. He's never been a player uh to lane kingdom someone. And he's doing pretty much more of the 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 same that he did in top lane, where he just goes even, roams a little bit, puts some pressure on people,
Yeah,
and
he's
he
doing what he
still wins
did.
the game.
Yeah, he's doing what he did in previous seasons, where he's more focused on not really being super behind in lane, but hitting the power specs when he needs to, because he's preparing for the team fights. Because he is such a good team fighter, and I think being in mid lane, like nothing's really changed. Because it seems like he's really transitioning that pretty well. Because he's still team fighting really well. Like looking at his score lines, and even in looking at like the week before this one, he played really well on Oriana, which is kind of a hard champion to do, but he was really impactful on her, and he played the team fights really well on her, and he had some really key shockwaves. Um, against when he was playing as Oriana. So I think that he's really kind of coming into the mid lane role, and I'm really excited and happy to see him progressing the way he's progressing.
Oh yeah. I also think that Winsome kind of had a coming out week this week. I don't think he was like spectacular, but I thought that this was like the first week that he didn't do anything bad, and
Yeah, his
he was
Alistar was
effective.
really good. I think if
Yeah,
we wanted to highlight one game from him this week, his Alistar, I think he did such a good job of zoning people off, of like body blocking spells, and doing the headbutt pulverizes to position people to get just CC'd to death. I think Summit, or not Summit, Winsome, he played really well in the Alistar. He did exactly what he needed to do in the Alistar. His Leona looked really good this weekend also.
yeah.
Uh, I think that Berserk and Winsome are kind of the rookies coming in, so I think that they're gonna be having a bit more mistakes and gonna struggle a little bit more. But when they're both on and they're not having a bunch of trouble in lane, they're clearly doing a really good job. Like Berserker, I don't think Berserker's ever going to get a Felios again. Uh, he
Oh,
he
and
went 10.
somehow he still did on Sunday.
I was so surprised he got it on Sunday for FlyQuest, because he went 10-0-5 against FBI on against 100 Thieves. So I'm like, okay, there's no way that Berserker's ever going to get Aphelios again, right? And he gets it against FlyQuest, and that seems to like that's his best champion, and he's so good at Aphelios and like juggling the guns and making sure like he has the proper combo at the proper time, which is really hard to do. Um, so he had a really good weekend as well. I think everyone played really well. I was really nervous for the 100 Thieves game, because 100 Thieves is a good team. They have been having some struggles recently, but they're still a really good team that have like a lot of good synergy together, and they have a lot of good players. Um, but they're playing really well.
Oh yeah. Berserker finally also died for his first time on Fidelios this weekend, and I think it was his fifth game, sixth game on the champion.
Yeah, yeah, something like that.
Which is pretty ridiculous. But so for the dig game, 100 Thieves, I felt that Fudge had a really good game this game. Abadaga was useless.
Yeah, Abadage didn't really do like anything.
Uh, yeah. Oh, and then somebody took a counter pick, or someday took a counter pick into Summit and didn't do anything either.
Yeah, I was surprised. Like they had like this comp that can like really get stuff done. I'm pretty sure Summit dodged like every single Irelia stun that Summit tried to land. Because
Oh, I know.
I didn't
Yeah,
see
it
him
was
get hit with
wild.
it once. Like Sunday wasn't able to do anything. Like Closer wasn't able to really do anything. Abadaga didn't really do anything. And looking at their bot lane, like you're going 0-4-2, and you have a combined of like 12 deaths in your bot lane. You're just not going to get anything done with Jinx because she's just so behind. She can't really scale as well as Closer. Fudge and Closer are literally getting like every single kill. So, yeah, that was a really surprising game that we were able to steamroll them. I was expecting it to be a lot closer and a lot more competitive. So for it to be like that easy of a win was kind of surprising.
Yeah, they managed to slow us down for a minute there in the top lane. I think was that the game that Blabber ulted across? No.
Yeah, that was the one where he just kind of like
Oh, yeah.
went.
Yeah,
and he
then
he
everyone's
killed
like,
himself for like
Blabber.
no reason.
Yeah.
Or it may have been the FlyQuest game. I can't.
I feel like he might have done something dumb in both games.
I can't remember. Like I think when Blabber's playing Hecarim, you have to give him at least one or two like stupid plays. Because you can only go in as Hecarim, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. But yeah, I think I can't really say anything else about this weekend because we played so well, and it'd just be me praising them more.
The FlyQuest game, really quick. I think the obvious conclusion from this game was Summit is.
He's so cracked on Jace. He does so much damage.
Sorry, someone just drove by really loudly. But yeah, Summit was cracked as fuck, and I kind of felt bad. For Kuma because he got shit on.
Yeah, like he does like so much more damage than like other Jaces I've seen in NA. Like there's that whole NA Jace meme where they do whatever. He's able to like get the combos off like a bit quicker, so he does more damage. And how he plays it is really well. Like I was also really impressed that we kind of pivoted towards this poke comp with Jace and Quirky. Because they kind of like showed us what they were going to do, and like, hey, we're going to try to like all 5v5 you and kind of run you down with like the Udyr and then do all this damage with Jinx and Graves. But we had this poke comp kind of pivot where we have Jason Quirky, so we could just kind of poke. Graves and Udyr are so short range, like they can't do anything. And if you dodge the Zillion bombs and the Braum Qs, like you're not going to really get tagged up enough for them to do a whole lot of damage. So I really am impressed with that we were able to kind of pivot that. And I think that's really smart drafting by Max. And I think what Max has at least shown us in this Super Week is that we're in good hands, and we can like get some stuff done.
Oh yeah. And it seemed like the team was extremely prepared too.
And that's what I said earlier. I'm really impressed at how prepared they look. I think that now that we have some more stability, I think our games are going to be a little easier because it seems like Max is really prepping them, and it definitely shows.
Under Reapered and what's his face?
Reignover / Mithy.
Yeah, Mithy. We're always due for a stinker. Like every 3 or 4 games.
Yeah, it felt like we were kind of behind at certain points with them.
Yeah.
This doesn't feel as though we're as behind. So I think that at least it looks like we're in good hands. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see this weekend's game transition. We play Golden Guardians on Saturday at 7:30 Eastern, and then we play Evil Geniuses at 5:30 Eastern on Sunday. I think this is just
week.
It's not bad. The Golden Guardians, I think, they've been playing pretty well recently.
Yeah. Who did they play?
Because the Golden Guardians are actually tied for 3rd with 100 Thieves, and Evil Geniuses are in like a 3-way tie for 6th.
GGB Immortals lost Evil Geniuses and beat Team Liquid last week.
Yeah, they've been having some good games.
So not a bad week.
I think that they've been showing some good stuff. I think Licorice has kind of improved a bit because he was struggling a little bit, I think, last season, kind of getting back to form. But it looks like he's pumped himself back up a little bit, and I think with they got Pride Stalker and
Yeah, who was cracked.
yeah, and a Blaze Olive. I think they've been a really good kind of like trio. And Ole and Lost kind of are
Oh
able to
yeah.
pick up the slack.
He's
So
he's been really good too.
yeah. So I think it'll be a pretty interesting game. I think that on paper we should just win. Like I think we just
Oh
have the
yeah,
better
a
team.
top mid gap kind of thing,
Yeah, like
and
I
probably
don't
bot game
yeah,
or
I don't
and probably
see
bot
us
game
like
too.
really losing through top or like the top half of the map. If they try to do some stuff like some teams have done with our bot lane where they just do like a 4-man dive and constantly do that, I could see where that would kind of mess us up a bit. But other than that, I think it should be just an easy win. I think that I think Evil Geniuses may give us, even though they're 6, I think Evil Geniuses will may hold on.
Mm.
Sorry. Um,
No, you're fine.
some guy was at my door. He wanted to,
Oh,
he said like he noticed some like he was going around and giving like free like assessments of like roof damage, you know, and if they were
okay.
like covered under my insurance. I mean, it was free,
Sing.
so I said like, yeah, sure, why not?
Interesting. Okay. Where were
Anyway,
we?
we were talking about evil geniuses. I was like just transitioning to them. Um,
Okay. Uh, do your thing.
okay. But yeah, I think the evil geniuses game may actually be a bit more difficult because even though evil geniuses are only like tied for 6, um, I think they're gonna give us some problems because they have like on paper they have a really strong roster. They have Impact, they have Danny, they have Vulcan, they have Inspired, they have Jojo Pyun. These are really strong players. Um, they've just been kind of having some struggles and fumbling some games. I think that it's gonna be a really tough one. And I think we really need to make sure their mid and bot lane don't really get ahead. Because they have some really strong players in those roles.
Yeah, I think so too. They did have a little bit of a stinker last week. They did beat GG Golden Guardians, but they did lose to CLG, which is not a good sign
Yeah.
if you're trying to be good. But oh yeah, I I think it is a winnable game. I do think that they're gonna be a little bit fired up to try and prove that Jojo Pyun is better than Fudge, and that Inspired is the best jungler. But they really have not, looked like it so far this split.
Yeah, they had like it's honestly kind of interesting because they had such a big standout in lock-in, and they were showing everyone like, look how strong we are. And then they get to the LCS and they had a lot more struggles, so it's really interesting. It could just be some like meta shifts in how things are playing, or teams have kind of used lock-in to kind of get better. But it's going to be a really interesting match. I'm really looking forward actually to seeing the Impact Summit match, just because Impact
Yeah.
is, you know, he's such a staple of the league at this point. I really want to see how Summit measures up against someone like Impact.
Oh yeah, and I'm curious to see how that draft is gonna go. Yeah, like are they gonna try and take away Jace from Summit? Are they gonna put Impact on Ornn or something, or Melfight or something to give him just an easy job to do, or what?
Yeah, that's a good question. We'll have to see. It'll be really interesting. Kind of how the draft shakes out. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we try to do something sneaky and try to do more of an unconventional kind of draft. Um, just to maybe trip them up just a little bit. Um, but we'll have to see. I'm really excited for this game more than the Golden Guardians game, to be honest.
Oh yeah, me too. I wonder if there's another like Karthus adjacent pick that's strong but not played yet, that we haven't like shown on stage. I guess to see if there's something, maybe Academy will pull something out this week to as like a test, but I have to imagine that a lot of teams will be watching for that too.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So I would like I I would like to see a fun draft this week. Whether that's Karthus bot or jungle or I'm trying to think. Maybe we get an Olaf game.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get Berserker on. He's probably not gonna get
No,
Aphelios.
I don't think Evil
Yeah,
Geniuses would give them
this week.
Aphelios. I think that smarter teams will not give him that pick unless they have some way to counter it better.
Yeah. I don't know what side we're on for either game. I think the first team listed gets to pick the side. I'm not
Maybe.
entirely
I'm not sure what
sure.
the rules are.
Yeah, I think that we had blue last time we played Golden Guardians. So I'm not sure if we picked that or if Golden Guardians picked that. So I imagine it'll be flip flop this time, maybe, unless one of us gets to pick.
Yeah, yeah, I honestly don't know.
Or maybe we were red side. I'm not sure because remember inspired flash alting Blabber as Kiana in or flash vaulting Summit or Blabber into the red side top lane wall by tribe brush. So I don't know. I think
Yeah, I don't know either.
yeah we're red side. So but
Yeah.
because if we're on blue side, then yeah, red side pretty much has to ban Zeri, Philios. Trying to think. There's a few other like must bans. Maybe Gwen. I could see Impact playing Gwen this weekend. Actually,
Yeah, there's a lot of high prior picks that you have to kind of ban if you're red side, so it'll have to depend on what side we are. I think we should be okay with whatever we get thrown at, so
yeah.
we'll have to see
Oh yeah, I
around
think so
though.
too. So what's your prediction?
I think we're gonna go 2-0. I think we're gonna ride this wave a little bit.
I think so too. I imagine the first place will come down to us and Team Liquid playing at some point in time, and whoever wins that game is going to end up winning the league by two games, maybe
Yeah.
2 or 3. So that game plus the second place team will drop one more, or no, likely three more. I'm sure the winners will probably have 4 or 5 losses. So
Yeah.
not all that surprising. Do you have anything else that
No,
you like to
I
add,
don't
or
have
can
anything.
I give a shout out to my boys again?
Yeah, I don't have anything.
Okay, V5 is in first place, not even tied. Weeaboo Gaming lost. That's Huan Fang, SOFM Angel team. So now my boy PP God is sitting in first place. They play on Friday, and if they win, then they will solely hold first place. If they lose, then they will be tied. So make sure to tune in for my boys from V5 on Friday before watching all of the LCS this weekend. But it should be a good weekend of league. So
Yeah, yeah, it should be a really good one. So I'm excited. So it should be another good week.
yeah, so I guess that's it, and we'll talk to you guys in next week.
Yeah, later everyone.
All right, bye.